G'day, mates. Well, the sun is shining. The hope is there for the upcoming weekend, but we cannot forget. We cannot forgive the horrible weekend that was. I mean, it promised to offer so much, but just pain left, right, and center. And I'm still not over it, Alistair. It's still affecting me to this day.
Yeah, it took us a whole week, but it still hurts.
The title of this week's video is When It Hurts Too Much to Live.
It was probably one of the worst weekends of Sorare that both of us have experienced. Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. You want to talk us through you know, give us the play-by-play?
Well, I mean, look, any time that your game week starts with 100, you've got 100 from probably your worst guy in the lineup. You think nothing can possibly go wrong.
I am invincible! Invincible! You. Ow! Oh!
I'm on here. I'm in super rare kickoff. The stars are aligning. It's going to happen. I'm going to have my moment. And now you and I had been texting, and we said, "Oh man, that Druisi is going to let us down." Yeah, well, I didn't know he wasn't going to just not play. No Druisi. I mean, I started my game week with 100 and a clean sheet. Two of the hardest things to achieve in Sorare. I'd won. I'd won the game. And bloody Sebastian Druisi said, "Oh, no. We're in control here.
I'm the captain now."
The Sorare gods shine, and they struck me down and brought me back down to earth.
Yeah, that was awful. And I mean, we were both burned, of course, by the Sho Sasaki double decisive, both overturned. You know, there's nothing quite as bad in the Sorare universe as the bummer notification on your phone, and we got it not once but twice. What is it? Clearance off the line. I don't even know how you can overturn a clearance off the line. Was it just he just didn't? He wasn't. I don't know. Technically, wasn't on the line. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to have seen a replay. And then he scored a goal, and that was chalked off as an own goal. So, absolutely devastating there for us.
Yeah, and I mean, I know it was all right across the board. I mean, the craziness that is the America and Asia season, I think, is well and truly begun. We've obviously only got a few more weeks left of European action, and I just know that there's chaos right across the board. Like, there was surprise outs, people just not rocking up to games, you know.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. I got my one and eventually turned out to be only game of utility from my new super rare goalkeeper, George Long. Woke up nice and early. I thought, you beauty, like this is what the game's made for. You know, it's the last game of the season. If they win, he gets 3 or 4 more games of utility. They're up 1-0. You know, I'm getting behind the boys. I think the first shot on target that he faced, he let the goal in.
You had one job.
And I was like, all right, we've lost the clean sheet. That's okay as long as they win the game. That's the main thing. I want to get those extra couple of weeks of utility. They're up 3-1 with about 20, 30 minutes to go. I'm like, here we go. We're all good. All right, we'll see you next week, George. Next minute, 3 goals past our boy George.
Oh, well, we tried.
For a 4-3 loss. So Millwall have completely let me down. So I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I hold on to him for next season. It sounds like everyone on Twitter absolutely hates George Long. All the Millwall fans are absolutely not fans of George Long.
All right, this next song goes out to the guy who keeps yelling from the balcony. It's called We Hate You, Please Die.
Sweet. Love this one.
So, yeah, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation.
I've got Twitter up here for some George Long content. This is the general vibe we're getting. I never want to see George Long in a Millwall short shirt ever again. George Long has cost Millwall a playoff spot. This one's really nice and personal. George Long needs his contract terminated and his wife needs to leave him. I hope he goes into deep depression. Millwall's worst goalkeeper ever.
That's my boy.
That's a spicy meatball!
Whoa!
He's currently for sale if anyone is interested in picking up the worst goalkeeper ever to throw a pair of shorts on for Millwall.
I gotta get over that tweet. That is brutal.
Yeah, Twitter's not a very nice place.
Yeah, hopefully George doesn't see that.
And then, I mean, look, not to, just to kind of the icing on the cake for the weekend, the Wolfsburg boys. Now, We said on last week's ep that we were going to wake up in the middle of the night and watch the Wolfsburg boys live. We slept through our alarms. We missed the game entirely, and I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but the boys got pumped 6-love. It was an absolute walkover.
Stop! He's already dead.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, needless to say, we're no closer to the bloody pin. We're miles away.
The only positive to take out of it is maybe they've dropped back into cap 40, cap 240.
They absolutely have. I was going to say, if they can hit that 250 for us next week, then that's, wow, we are in serious pin territory.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
After that third goal went in at about probably the 20-minute mark, I think it was just like we wanted to see Dortmund keep nailing those goals in. We want the lowest score possible. We want Casteels to get as a big fat 0. We want Maxi Arnold to get 2 negative decisives.
Yeah, it is a funny kind of side effect of the cap mode, isn't it? Where you're like, oh well, he's lost his clean sheet, so may as well just absolutely get railed now. You know?
Well, I had my Mario Hermoso, one of my players I like to use in my cap 240, and I didn't have him in a game week the other day, and he got a own goal or a conceded pen and scored like 5 points. And it's funny, like you messaged me, I was like, how good's this? Like your player is being shit when you're not relying on him. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then I think he rolled out like an 80 or something the next week when you also using him. So,
yeah,
Mario giveth and Mario taketh away. But that's okay. Look, we'll move on. The negativity, today we are cleansing it from our bodies. It was a shit weekend, and do I feel completely jaded and lost in the world of Sorare right now? Yes. But is that going to affect my outlook moving forward? Probably still a little bit, but we're moving on, and we're gonna take this weekend by the balls.
By George Long's big balls.
Haha, you said balls.
All right, so we've had some pretty exciting updates overnight. Of course, Simon, you have no idea about any of these because you don't really pay attention to any of this.
No, I couldn't, because I'm blind. I'm not blind 23 hours a day or 22 hours a day. I'm blind the whole goddamn time.
But we've had a roadmap rollout. I'm still kind of looking through it, so I don't know the complete ins and outs of it. I will share my screen. Sharing it. All right. Okay. Can you see what I see?
Do you see what I see?
I can see what you see, my friend.
Excelente. Okay, so please see our updates below on the collection game launch, training experiences, upgraded referral program, K-League coverage, J-League launch, and collectible card information. Okay, so from what I've read through, basically they have now created a new game around collecting cards. So managers can assemble club collections around specific clubs, seasons, and scarcities, such as 2022-23 Napoli limited cards or 2018 Club Brugge rare cards. So, okay, each album's collection score is totaled based on its players' cards, with each card evaluated on its serial number, design edition, acquisition method, and how long it's been part of the collection. Okay, so basically, those people who have collected cards over the years, who have collected cards from specific teams, they'll now be rewarded with that. There'll be a leaderboard for all these different collectors everywhere. And from what I can gather, what do they win? Okay.
Coins.
So you can see that. Yeah, coins! Yay! So you can see here there's the different scoring matrix. So if you've got a card, if it hasn't been transferred, if you've got the serial number, jersey number. So this is pretty cool stuff for all those people who have been geeking out on getting serial numbers and 1 of 100s and stuff like that.
1 of 100 George Longs.
1 of 100 George Longs, yeah. I will, here we go. So, okay, so the players that are in your collection, depending on the points that you have across that collection, I believe they get like XP bonuses. So, from what I can understand, if you had every Liverpool player in your collection and you had a few 1 of 100s in there, you had some jersey numbers, you had some, you were the only owner, all that kind of stuff, those cards would then get an XP bonus. which is pretty cool. I will admit it's pretty depressing given that I've just sold all of my rare cards, including some that I've held. I've got some 1 of 100s. I had some Jersey Mints. I had some that I'd held, since day one. Not anymore. So all of this is completely meaningless to me, but very cool for everyone else.
Yeah, cool. I wonder if my Matt Besler's got any utility now.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how many points you get for a Matt Besler collection.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, is this going to make you go out and start buying up some, maybe some Liverpool Limiteds or, some
Absolutely
Central
not.
Coast Mariners uniques?
Man, I'm just waiting for A-League to get on board and Danny Vukovic. Where do you used to play? Genk. His jersey's got to be
Genk.
worth something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you should get bonus points if you've got some of those like defunct cards, like the players that are off center. They've got a tiny head. I feel like they should be worth something.
Yeah, absolutely. 100 points for a tiny head. I mean, you want to try and boost the values of these cards. What better way than, all of a sudden that tiny head Carlos Acevedo you've got.
Tiny heads to the moon. Woo.
So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty exciting. Again, doesn't really apply to you or I, but I think for the wider general Sorare community, especially those people, like your Quinnies and your John Nellises who really do kind of nerd out on specific cards and, collections and different teams. I think it's awesome. So good stuff there. And then the new update on the training side of things is that it's now a competition, which is, again, just devastating for me now that I've cut my gallery size by about 70%. So apparently each week, every training team that you enter will accrue points like it would in a normal tournament. And if you finish in the top 500, you can win ETH, US dollars.
Not going to lie, I didn't even think training was still a thing. I thought training teams were gone.
Training teams were gone, except you could have like 3 training teams, and then they would get. So previously, what you'd have to do is you'd have to put all your cards in, 20 different training lineups in order to get XP. Now, basically, you have 3 training lineups where the old training rules apply. Like, it depends on how many points each player scores, and that determines the XP that everyone gets. And then every other card in your gallery just gets 75 points a week of XP. So they kind of made it a bit more like you just train the players you want to train, and then the rest just get like automatically kind of XP'd up.
Well, I mean, it's probably works for people like me. I probably haven't put a training team in for months now, so I'll probably start doing that. Yeah.
I'm not a smart man.
Wow.
How
okay.
is that to you?
That's. Whew.
I'm not going to swear, but I am going to kick this doghouse down!
Every week, I can't win. It's really hard to win. I got 400 points and I only came 115th. I cannot believe you haven't been training your players this whole time.
Nope, not a single one.
Dad?
Yes?
What's a wanker?
Oh,
wow.
Remember that week I missed out on ETH by 2 points?
That is depressing.
I can feel your rage coming through the screen right now.
Yeah, no, it's rising. I'll just take a sip of this tea and.
Sometimes I don't even look if my players have games when I put them in for a match. Just chuck them in the lineup.
Oh. Anyway,
fast
look,
fast and loose.
I mean, that's not. I think the majority of like lower level players aren't going to be having like great training teams, so it really is just kind of another way for like players with big galleries to make some more money. Which I have no problem with that. I think that's fine.
When they've got their Kimmich left over, they can be like, all right, I'll chuck him in.
Yeah, exactly. I'll chuck him in a training lineup and see what I can win. So I think that's kind of cool. And what else we got? They've upgraded their referral program. Who cares? J League's coming May 15th. Pretty exciting. So, I don't know. How many Sho Sasaki's can we buy, you reckon?
I don't know. Well, it's trying to collect as many as possible, right? And we can get those juicy XP points. Has he got a number 1 of 100? I would love a Sho Sasaki 1 of 100.
I mean, he does somewhere. Someone's got it.
Yeah. Interesting.
But they're not going to give it to you now, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I've never really had much interest in what the number of the card is or things like that. But
well, no one
we do
has,
now.
but now we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other update that I thought would be worth talking about is Sorare Data have brought out, I don't know if it's active yet, but they've brought out this new ability to tag your players on Sorare Data. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if they've got like an update on it. Basically, there's going to be you can put a little label on each one of your players saying I'm interested in offers, or I'm willing to sell for below floor, or kind of telling the wider Sorare community what your intentions are with that card. This has basically been created as a workaround for the whole list or play thing, because obviously previously you couldn't even make an offer, you couldn't send a counter offer without ruining your lineup. So this is quite an interesting way around that, because now you can say, this card's in a lineup right now, but I am willing to, I'm open to trade offers, it allows people to kind of keep being active in the market without completely fucking up their whole game week.
That's good. That's nice. And I think it's probably been in for a couple of months now with the whole counter offer on Sorare. But it seems crazy that took so long to come in, because there was nothing worse than when you would put an offer in, and unless they had Discord, there was no way of communication. You just had to,
Yeah, I mean the counter offer thing is great, but you couldn't use it if someone sent you if someone sends me an offer for my Pedro Gaese during the weekend. If it's a really good offer and I'm interested, but I want to counter that, I can't do that without ruining my lineup and killing that lineup. And then if I make that counter offer and he doesn't accept, then I've just killed my lineup for nothing. So this is a really good way kind of to, obviously you've got Discord so people can reach out to you, but if you can actively be letting people know this is a card I'm willing to sell, then it just allows for a bit more market activity. So I think it's good. There's a few people that are kind of worried that, since List to Play came in, the market has stabilized somewhat in terms of prices, and they're worried that this will now just put everything back into a free fall. But I don't think so. I think the price stabilization, I think List or Play definitely helps, but I think that's mostly down to the fact that everyone just seems a lot happier at the moment. On Twitter, everyone's like, sunshine, lollipops, and green. I love Sorare. We've got bloody, I don't know if you saw, basically every, okay, side note, every content creator, it seems, has been invited to play football at Anfield with Robbie Fowler and a bunch of other legends. I'm seeing it all over my Twitter feed. It's great, awesome, good for you guys. Where was our invite?
Yeah,
come on, guys.
This is rubbish.
I think they're just saving us for the A-League launch, and they'll send us out to play, one-on-one with Robbie Cruz or something. But
sad thing is, we'd win that battle. Nah, that's right, man. We're the cool kids. Yeah, it's just they don't know it yet.
That's it. Maybe we need to, create a few more videos making fun of Sorare and the wider Sorare community, and then they'll let us in.
They liked that one, mate, didn't they? 30,000 views or something like that on Twitter?
Yeah, fuck Opta, man.
I really think that people resonated with that. Yeah. Yep.
How dare you strike off 2 Sho Sasaki decisives?
Yeah, they really had the last laugh there, didn't they?
Yeah, fuck around and find out, Opta.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear.
That's awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I think there's plenty of exciting stuff going on. Sorare making moves. Everyone seems to be pretty happy on Twitter. You and I have had a bad weekend, but I'm sure it's all going to turn around.
Yeah, I'm filled with hope.
But after the weekend that we had, we kind of had a bit of a brainstorm, didn't we? And we started to kind of think about all the ways we've gone wrong in Sorare and all the things we've done that have led us astray to this point. And we thought, no one out there, everyone always complains about the fact that there's no onboarding. The onboarding process is not that good in Sorare. People don't know the matrix. People don't really understand, how to get started. But I thought, we should just take the ball by the horns and create a set of concrete rules for the average Sorare user to follow, to live by. If you want success, these are the new 10 commandments of Sorare.
The 10 Commandments of Sorare.
Well, like a lot of people, they turn to religion in their deepest and darkest hours. And after that weekend, mate, we really stripped it back and thought, what are the key principles to live by in the Sorare world?
Yeah, I mean, look, am I God? Are you Moses?
My name is Jeff.
Maybe. That's possible. But look, we've taken it upon ourselves to come up with 10 golden rules, 10 commandments of Sorare. Okay, so Simon, do you want to start us off with the first one?
All right. Number 1, thou shalt not deal with Pavel.
Very wise words indeed. Fuck Pavel. I don't know if you've ever tried to make a deal with Pavel recently, but he's a complete and utter dick face. So the counter offer you mentioned earlier is a great function. Love it. Pavel has taken it upon himself to, okay, so you might say, right, I want this card. I'm going to send you this card that's, roughly 130% of the value. He'll send you back a counter offer with the same trade, but plus 3 ETH. He's just taken the piss. So if you want to live a happy life in Sorare, just stay out of Pavel's DMs. Find your joy elsewhere.
He's not worth it. All right, Alistair, what's number 2 on our commandment list?
Number 2, thou shalt never be greedy. Now, this is one that I have definitely fallen afoul of. I've sinned many a time. A number of times I've been negotiating in Discord, and I see myself as a bit of a Jordan Belfort type, a bit of a Wolf of Wall Street, a bit of a wolf of the Discord server, and someone makes me a very reasonable offer, 0.15. And I say, how about 0.18? And they say, how about we meet in the middle, 0.16? And I say, no, 0.165, and that's my lowest. This is over about $30. They come back and say, 1.6 is all I've got. Now, at this point, I could just say 1.6 is great. Let's just make a deal and walk away. But no, that little voice in the back of my head telling me, you're the man. You're the big man here. He's going to come up to you. You're not going to go down to him. That's weak. That's weak stuff. Sure enough, he doesn't buy the card. That card then goes out and completely loses all its value over the course of the next 2 weeks, and I'm left holding an absolute stinker of a bag.
Often for as low as amounts of $5. We've all done it. Come on, we've all done it.
We've all done it. Exactly. Don't be greedy. Thou shalt not be greedy. All right.
It
What have we
us
got?
to number 3.
Number 3.
Thou shalt always slander the player you're trying to get a good deal on.
Yes. Now this, look, I mean, obviously it's just sticking with the theme of number 2,
Yeah.
Negotiating on Discord is a fine art. And I've found that the best way to do this is to approach someone about a card that you want to buy. Now, they're probably not going to want to sell it to you for as low a price as the lowball offer that you've given them. But I find that the best way to get around that is just to let them know very subtly about how shit the player is that you're trying to buy. If you can let them know that, look, their team's going to get relegated, he's probably going to lose his spot. He's going to the Prem next year and he'll be worth nothing. Then what that does in the seller's mind is they go, maybe this guy's right. Maybe I should be. Maybe he's offering me the deal of a lifetime for this card that is going to be shit soon. He might have a point, This is sales 101 and negotiating 101. Even though in number 2 I gave a good example of how terrible I am at negotiating, I think on this one I'm on the money.
Why do you want him? Why? Why?
I love it. It's the best negotiating tactic there is.
All right, what's number 4?
Number 4, thou shalt never set and forget. Now, we've all done it. Wednesday morning comes around, the game week's open for the weekend. We go in, we set our teams, we're all excited. We go into Sorare Data, we see all those lovely, AAA fixtures coming up. we set our lineups, and we go, look, I can just chill out now. They're all done. That's all taken care of. No. Friday night's going to be an absolute nightmare. You're going to be up until 11:30 p.m. if you're in Australia, changing those lineups, moving players out, putting players in, absolutely questioning absolutely everything you've ever done in your life to this moment. It's awful. So stop kidding yourself. Sorare is a full-time job. It'll ruin your life, but we love it.
Now, Ali, I'll let you take number 5 because I feel like you've been probably guilty of this one.
Oh yes, I mean this is when it comes to sinning, this is the gluttony of all gluttonies. Thou shalt not buy a player in form. Sorry guys, I bought this player and now he sucks. How many times has this happened?
But he was doing so well.
Look at all those greens. He can't possibly, he's got to be able to keep this up, surely.
I mean, he's never scored a goal in his career up until this point, but he's on a run. It'll never end.
Yeah, that's it. It's never going to end. Look, I mean, you're just tempting fate by buying a player that's got a green L15. There's just no point in doing it. You know, all there is ahead of you is heartache and pain. So just don't do it. For the good for the good of the people who already own that card. We're having a great time.
Yeah,
we bought him ages ago, and he's crushing it for us. Don't go and buy him and fuck it all up for the rest of us.
All right, number 6.
Oh, this one is perfect for you.
Mate, this one's hits to the core. Thou shalt not buy a goalkeeper over the age of 35. We know he's cheap. We know he's a starting goalkeeper. He ticks all the boxes you want. He's old. He's got weak Achilles. He makes one mistake and he's gone forever. He'll move back to Bolivia. Don't do it.
Yeah. It's such a good rule to live by. I mean, there's nothing, because there's just nothing worse than the feeling of seeing your 39-year-old goalkeeper go down with a slight cramp and knowing that could be retirement.
It could be curtains. He's 4 kids watching in the stands. Have got tears in their eyes.
Oh no, Papa.
Yeah.
Don't buy old goalkeepers. Just don't do it.
Just don't. Tim Mealy, though, looking like a good option at the moment.
No! Yeah. I mean, look, bargain. Absolute bargain. It looks like he's got it locked down. You know, the coach loves him. Okay. Commandment number 7. Thou shalt obey the Sorare data notification. No matter where you are.
Could be
no matter what you're doing. Could be a funeral. Could be a wedding. Could be the birth of your first child. You hear that notification, you check your phone. Because you never know.
Drop everything.
It could be...
6.5 hours later.
Oh, Obama. It's a fine line.
Yeah. I mean, sure, your friends might, think you're a bit of a tosser for constantly being on your phone, but they don't understand. They don't understand like we do.
Exactly. Why have meaningful real-life relationships?
Exactly. Real-life relationships are worthless, when you could potentially win a $5 limited card.
All right, number 8. Thou shalt never buy a card for just the one game week. I'm totally going to get him. I'll use him for this game week. He'll help me win a reward, and then I'll totally sell him, dude. I'm going to sell him.
For a profit, probably. Yeah, for a profit.
Probably, because he's had one good week. We'll tell that to my Haber that's burning a hole in my pocket that I bought at the peak. 1 week. 1 week, bro. He's a starting forward for 1 week. I'll just get him. I can guarantee you I didn't win in that week or any of the months that have followed that he's sat in my gallery.
Just watching his value go down and down and down. It doesn't work. Don't try and do it. Don't try and convince yourself that it's going to happen. It never works. It never works. If you buy a card, buy them for the long haul or nothing.
Not worth it. It's number 9, Alistair.
Number 9 is, this is one that, you probably wish you'd known. You wish that the heavens had opened and you'd had this knowledge this time last week. Thou shalt never get your hopes up.
One
do I
good
need
score.
to say more?
Yeah, I mean, You can have one good score, the best score, some would say. You've still got such a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like there's something kind of just about waking up on a Saturday morning, and the first player in your lineup has committed an error led to goal, and they've scored a 14, and it's over. It's merciful. You can just get on with your weekend. You can talk to your wife. You can hang out with your mates. You can get outside for a change. But you wake up Saturday morning and you see that your midfield has scored a tasty 100. All of a sudden, your weekend is a shambles because this could be the week. I could win an Mbappe. I could win the whole thing. Nicholas could call me and say, "This is the best game week we've ever seen. You're now the vice. I was going to say vice principal, the vice chairman
Chancellor?
of Sorare.
Yeah, okay.
You're the vice chancellor of Sorare. Congratulations." But that is just a classic example of getting your hopes up, and you should never do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Which brings us into number 10, and I think we try and say it together, Alster, because it really is the most important commandment of all. 1, 2, 3. Thou shalt go
and fuck. Thou shalt go fuck.
Oh,
we don't need to explain that one. It's obvious.
Go fuck.
Yes, and if you can't obey the other 9, at least obey this one. Does it take much effort really to go and fuck?
You tell me.
Big question. It's a big question.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel biblical. I don't know about you.
I feel like a Sunday church session, to be honest. Like, I feel like we've been preaching, we've been getting back to what keeps our faith aligned. And I think if we can follow those 10 commandments, then surely we'll have no more issues on the platform and everything will be roses and daisies and
we've got the rules to live by now. Yeah. We've got the rules to live by. It can't go wrong. We'd love to hear everyone out there who's listening. We'd love to hear your own personal 10 commandments. Obviously, they're not the 10 commandments like these ones, but look, everyone's got their own little rules to live by. So we'd love to hear yours. Hit us up right now.
I'm wondering, like, maybe it just didn't make the cut, but thou shalt not sell my entire gallery to reduce it by the size of 70% to get a bunch of super rares.
Ooh, burn!
That's probably not that one.
That's a bullshit rule.
Remember that George London one? Worth it.
I am struggling a little bit at the moment. I've had a few injuries, I'll be honest, and it's really testing the old depth. I've got a lot of mediocre super rares, but it's just not very satisfying rolling out mediocre super rares. Nothing fills me with confidence about rolling out a Victor Wanyama on the weekend. No matter what the Sorare data, fixture score tells me, double A my ass, he's going to get 39 like he does every week.
Yeah, you lose the excitement factor of being like, this card I'm putting out is like a gun. He's a smasher. You just don't get that, really. Have you still got Sin Jin Ho?
Yes. Thou shalt not buy Sin Jin Ho. If I had paid attention to the 10 Commandments when I was doing that, and I bought Shin Jin Ho at the end of last season after the run that he went on, I'd like to apologize to Shin Jin himself. I'd like to... Is it Shin? Is it Shin Jin Ho or Shin Jin Ho?
Is it Sin Jin Ho?
I don't know. I think he changed his name. Anyway, I'd like to apologize to him, his family, and everyone who owns his Sorare card, because I was the one who made that purchase that ruined his career.
Question, and this is probably another one. Oh, this is actually a really good one. Thou shalt not always expect a price to guarantee.
Have you ever had a dream that you could do so?
Whoa, English.
Yeah.
Can I try that again? Thou shalt not always expect a price to go up. It's not guaranteed.
Well, that was pointless.
That's good.
Sure, yeah. It kind of falls out of thou shalt not get the hopes up.
Yeah,
Don't challenge the words. Don't challenge
no.
these have been ordained. I wouldn't just make these up. God, can't just fiddle with them like they're, pack of biscuits.
What?
Oh shit!
Whew, we're really going off
Oh,
the
dear.
rails.
We've gone off the rails. All right,
This is what
Okay.
happens when you don't stick to the commandments. All right.
That's right. Stick with the commandments. Thou shalt not be silly, silly boys. All right. This weekend,
Yep.
tell me,
And
what are you gonna do? What is your plan?
well, big old Sebastian Joyce's pulled the old groin, so he's out for a month. And despite having quite a few forwards, they're all pretty shit. So I've got Zampedri from the Chilean League, who's either doesn't fill me with any confidence. Herbert fills me with less confidence. And Joseph Martinez, who's currently
Joseph's
benched.
back. He's back. You don't think he gets the starting spot after scoring 2 bangers last week?
One of them was a pen.
There's a banging pen.
Yeah, but it's funny though. Like, isn't it weird with forwards? He hasn't scored a goal for probably 10 games, maybe. You scored 2 goals in one game, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I could put him back in the lineup. Like, that's what they're like.
It's confidence. It's a confidence position. We've been through this many times, so I would not be surprised if Joseph goes on a big run here and scores a bunch of goals. We'll see, but I would be. I don't know. I think you're a bit screwed this weekend, but Zampedri's probably your go, but yeah, I don't know. And then you've got goalkeeper issues. You've been an absolute goalkeeper you've been a magnet of goalkeeper issues your entire Sorare career.
It's my toxic trait. Yeah,
I don't have enough fingers to count the number of goalkeepers whose careers you've ended.
I just want to keep him on the pitch, boys. I'm sorry. Fuck.
The last I saw, Luth is like a 50% chance, so you might still be able to roll out a team. But hey, maybe you can win some money in training.
Probably should go set those training lineups at the end of this ep.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Yeah, there's nothing worse, I think, when, like, last week, I didn't have enough midfielders because, like, a few of my midfielders didn't have games. Then this week, it's like I'm wasting a Zilla Ryan.
Yeah, I think that is it's a valuable lesson, I think, I think if you've got enough depth, obviously, you can cover yourself regardless. But if you're dealing with a kind of small to medium-sized gallery like yours, buying within the same league is probably a good move if you can, just because they're all going to play on the same week. Obviously you've got buys and stuff to deal with now in the MLS, but because that Chilean league has been an absolute killer for you because they just play. There's no rhyme or reason to when they play. Whenever the paddock's free, basically.
Yeah, when the crops are harvested.
Yeah. Look, my weekend coming up it's looking pretty bare. I'm in a bit of a trouble. A bunch of kind of key injuries. Some of my superstars have got pretty tough matchups. It's not looking great. I'm not sure. I may have to go back and prioritize All-Star Rare Pro. Because I just don't know if any of my super rare teams are going to get it done. Neither of my Turkish goalkeepers are playing this weekend, so I've got to rely on Murakami winning his spot back, which is possible. The other guy conceded 4 last week, and the coach's kind of pattern seems to be when one keeper has a bad game, you just swap them out for the other one. So
nothing
cross our fingers for that one.
Like your job's gone as soon as you concede a couple of goals. Great coaching.
And then I've got Galese up against Columbus, and I really don't see him keeping a clean sheet against them. So, yeah, times are tough.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's almost better those weeks where you have no hope heading in, because, like, I don't know. Sometimes for me, when I don't have any real good matchups or anything like that, I just put them in and, whatever happens, happens. I think it's worse when you go in being like, on paper, these should smash.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, because they never do.
Oh, no.
They never do. Yeah, so maybe, who knows, at this time next week, I could be, absolutely stoked with my star super rare win after Victor Wanyama bangs out 100 for me as my captain.
Hey, let's be realistic.
Yeah, let's not live in a
much.
fantasy land. All right, cool.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I feel like I've repented my sins. I've gone back to the religion. Last week's in the past. Last week is forgotten. It's gone, and this week we're full of hope. Look, Breezy's loving it.
Sorry.
Is he getting paid for these appearances now, or
He is, yeah. Free alcohol all night.
Oh man! All right, look. Well, best of luck on the weekend. Hopefully, you can sort your shit out. Your Sorare's a mess at the moment, mate, and that's coming from me. I don't even have training team.
Yeah. Where has it all gone so wrong?
I think I could pinpoint it.
Oh dear. All right, mates. Well,
best of luck, everyone. Avoid the chaos. Just
avoid the
get
chaos.
it away.
Obey the rules. Like and subscribe.
We'll catch you next week. See you, mates.
Cheers. Bye.